tonight. If you were with us at our last meeting, we had some hiccups. We've enhanced our security measures. The waiting room was one of those things. So I apologize for you having to go to the waiting room first. Hopefully I admitted everyone quickly. But that was one of the things that we did to try to sort of beef up the security so that our meeting goes smoothly tonight. Again, this is FamilySearch Basics. My name is Robin McDonough. I am with the St. Louis County Library. Welcome, everyone. I am super excited because FamilySearch is one of my favorite websites. It's a website that I use a lot. I think it's kind of an underutilized resource, especially for new genealogists. Those of us who have been around for a while, we tend to really like and really use FamilySearch. But when newer people get into it, they think Ancestry, they think some other places, and they don't necessarily think of FamilySearch first. So I'm so excited today to be able to tout the wonders of FamilySearch. And even if you use FamilySearch a lot, hopefully I can maybe show you something that you didn't know. And if you haven't used FamilySearch, hopefully I can make you more comfortable with it, okay? And make it so it's not intimidating when you first start using it. If you enjoy this and if you learn a lot from this, and if you are really interested in learning even more about FamilySearch, one of our other staff members, Jake Eubanks, is going to be presenting next month. And his presentation will be getting more out of FamilySearch. So believe it or not, after all we're going to go over tonight, there will actually still be more that you can do on FamilySearch, really kind of getting down to the nitty gritty. So please tune in for that one as well. But let's go ahead and start. Again, this is FamilySearch Basics. And here we go. Some general information about FamilySearch that you may or may not know. Number one, FamilySearch.org is a nonprofit organization. It is operated by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so the LDS Church. It contains the records of the Family History Library in Salt Lake City, Utah. So it's their website for their records. The Family History Department of the church was established in 1894, and it started out as the Genealogical Society of Utah. FamilySearch maintains a collection, or the Family History Library maintains a collection of records and resources to help people learn more about their family history, as well as to facilitate LDS ordinances for deceased relatives of their members. So this sort of has to do with, I kind of would liken it maybe to a sacrament in a Catholic church, something like that. So if you want to learn more about that, I would definitely research that. But that's kind of how the collection of records for the LDS Church sort of started. Okay, and the site provides free access with user account registration. So you do have to have an account. All you have to give is your email address, and it is free. I've never received any spam from FamilySearch, anything like that. So don't be afraid to go ahead and create a free account after you hear all about it tonight. Okay, and you can also get personal assistance at over 5,100 family history centers all over the world. You may have one near you. Actually, I believe you do. And we have one here near us on Clayton Road in the St. Louis area. We actually have multiple ones, but that one is right next to the library. But you can actually go in there, and sometimes you can see records there that you can't see in other places. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But just keep in mind that they do have these family history centers. Okay, their records database contains around 5 billion digital images, and they have over 1.3 billion individuals in their tree, and we're going to talk more about the tree later as well. Okay, some of you, if you have been doing genealogy for a while, may remember requesting film from FamilySearch or from the Family History Library. You used to be able to do it online. They stopped that in, I think it was around 2017, 2018, because they started a project to digitize all of their records. So you can no longer get film from them. Some libraries still hold film that the library said they did not want back due to the fact that, again, they were digitizing everything. So, so now we use the Family History Library mostly online. Okay. Why do you want to use FamilySearch? Couple of reasons. First of all, it's free. So if nothing else, it is a great free resource for you to use. And it actually has the most records. So it does have more than Ancestry. There are some differences though between the two, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, FamilySearch.org versus Ancestry.com. First of all, FamilySearch.org is free. Ancestry.com is, of course, not if you have a subscription, although you can use Ancestry Library Edition, which we talked about in our last presentation, for free through your local library. But if you do have, of course, your own subscription, it does cost money. All right, I'm going to let somebody else in here. Okay. There is a joint agreement between the two. So you will see when you're on Ancestry, sometimes you'll see citations that are Family History Library records. They do have a joint agreement. In 2013, they digitized and indexed more than 1 billion records together. So you will see some cooperation between the two. Now, you will get more search results by name with Ancestry.com, okay? Due to the fact that all of the records on Ancestry.com are indexed and not all of the records on FamilySearch are. And that's going to be a theme that we'll kind of continue to talk about throughout the evening here. So if you want to get those quick results by name, you're going to get more from Ancestry. But again, there's actually more on FamilySearch. You just have to know where to find the records on FamilySearch. Another big difference for those of you who have Ancestry.com subscriptions and have a tree. On FamilySearch.org, there are no individual trees. It is one big tree and everybody is connected on one big tree. Some people really like that. Some people really do not like that. But I will say it's a free tree. So keep that in mind if you're looking for that. Okay. Remember though, just a note, if you are using Ancestry Library Edition through your library, it does not allow you to save records or build a tree. Okay. FamilySearch does, Ancestry.com subscription does, not the library version, unfortunately. Okay. How are you going to access FamilySearch.org? Very easy. www.familysearch.org. When you get to the homepage, it's going to look something like this. Okay. Now, when you get there, you're going to either have to sign in or you're going to have to create an account. Okay, up there at the top. We're going to use my account while we explore tonight. So when you click to sign in, you're going to go here. I'm going to put in my username and my password, and then we're going to be in. So this is what the main page looks like once you're in. I do like to talk about sort of the lay of the land so that when you go in for the first time, you kind of know what to expect. So we're going to have, with our account, we can see that we're in under my name. We're going to have, let me go to the layout here really quickly. Okay, back to this page. We're going to have several things that I want you to look at. First of all, these icons over here, all of those icons, and then I want you to note all of these tabs over here. We're going to be talking about all of those things. You're also going to have sort of a quick start button here. If you just want to get started with a quick search, you can do that. FamilySearch will give you little tips and hints and like things they're trying to remind you to do, kind of like Ancestry does. So you'll see that there. And then if you scroll down, I do like this. They have a really good cousin chart. Many of us get very confused when figuring out what is our relation with someone else in our family or in our tree. So they have a really good one on here. So if you're a person who likes those relationship charts, I would take a look at theirs. Okay. Let's take a look at what you can do when you're in your account. So we're going to take a look at these icons over here. The first one is the help. So if you click on that, you can ask questions. You know, if you aren't sure how to view an image or save an image or something like that, you can type that in, and you have a little little help area there.
Touch on that for the plus, making it louder.
Oh, let's do it.
I just did, so you can hear it.
Just a second. Okay. All right. Just checking to make sure we're all good. Okay. All right. So the next one we have is this message icon right here. So you can message people through, let me go back real quick, through FamilySearch. So that is where you'll do that. And people can send you messages as well. Okay, you'll get little updates from FamilySearch. That's the little bell telling you, check this, hey, we have a record for you, kind of like maybe the leaves or, you know, the hints in Ancestry. And then you also have in FamilySearch, you have a source box. So if you click on your name and you pull it down, you'll see source box right there. If you click on that, it's going to take you here. So these are all of the records that I've saved. You can tell I haven't saved much in here, but these are all the records that I've saved. So this is kind of like an, let me go back. It's kind of like an Ancestry shoebox. If you have an Ancestry account and you use your shoebox, that is what this is like. So if you have records, you want to go back and look at them. You don't really want to print them, but you don't want to leave them because you want to make sure, you know, you can go back and find it again. You can put it in your source box. To put something in your source box, if you're looking at a record, here's a record of mine, Foscolo Hendrick, where it says save. If you click on that and you click save to source box, it'll put it right in your source box there so you can go back and look at it later. Okay, now I want to take a look at the tabs that are over on the other side of the screen, and we're going to start with the indexing tab. So FamilySearch has a lot of opportunities to do indexing. So if you're a person who likes to do that, you might want to check this out. If you click on indexing, I'm going to take you really quickly to the overview. You're going to go here, and I would definitely suggest, if you're interested in this, doing this guided tour. Okay, so again, that's under the overview. So do the guided tour if you're interested in that. Otherwise, if you know you want to do some indexing and you want to see what kind of projects they have available, if you click on Find a Project, it'll take you to a map. And you can click on an area of the map. In this case, let's just say you can speak Portuguese. So you're going to click on Brazil, interested in doing something in Brazil, and it'll show you here what indexing projects are currently going on with Brazilian records. So it looks like they have some civil registrations from Minas Gerais. And again, if you speak Portuguese or can read Portuguese, you could sign up to start indexing those records. So definitely, again, check that out if you are interested in indexing. Okay, the activities tab here. So FamilySearch has done a lot recently with trying to incorporate families and groups in doing genealogy, you know, different generations of people. So if you click on this, and I'm just going to show you the all categories result here, but these are all of the family history activities that they have that you can, you know, get your whole family involved in. If you scroll down, they kind of have some interesting, some cute ones. This compare a face, where you can compare a modern picture with an older picture, or picture my heritage, where you can actually put your face onto an older picture. Different activities, again, that you can do with different generations. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. Okay, now we're to the search tab. So if you don't listen to any other part of this presentation tonight, listen to this one. This is the search tab. This is what you're going to be doing a lot of when you're using FamilySearch. So search tab is right there. You're going to have these options when you pull it down. If you click on records, what you will get is search historical records. So this is kind of similar to the ancestry.com all category search. So when you go on Ancestry or when you go on Ancestry Library Edition and you choose that top search function, you don't search just a census, you don't search just immigration, you just search on the name in everything. That's kind of like what this is. You can get some more options, so you can do a more specific search if you want. But in this case, I'm just going to show you a quick search with an ancestor of mine, Edward Wilshusen. I know that he was living in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I'm a less is more kind of person. So I'm going to go ahead and search on that. And I do have several results for Edward Wilshusen. If I scroll down, I see this 1940 census. So I want to take a look at this. I'm going to click on that, and here's what I see. Now, at first glance, it doesn't look like Ancestry, but it's kind of arranged like Ancestry is. So if you are used to using Ancestry, this really isn't going to be that much different. What you're going to have here is you're going to have the main information down the center. So that's, what the person has, or whoever indexed this has taken from the records. You're going to have the basic information there. You're going to have similar records here. So that's kind of the same as the suggested records that Ancestry gives you. And then over here, you're going to be able to click to view the image. So they're even kind of in the same order. All right, let me see. I've got to let somebody in really quickly. Okay. All right. So again, doesn't at first glance, but it is actually pretty similar. If I scroll down on this page, I also get my citation information there. Very important if you are doing this research for a lineage society or you're actually putting together your own family history book or something like that. Okay, one of the things that is going to be pretty different with FamilySearch, though, is that it has this edit button, and you can actually click edit. And hold on, I'm going to let somebody else in really quickly. It has this edit button. You can click on that, and then you are actually able to edit this record right there on the screen. So I could click here and say, this is an ancestor of mine, and it's his middle name is middle initials not R, and I want to change that, and I have proof. Actually, you don't even really need proof, but I can edit that. Now, somebody else can actually go back and change that back. It's just an ever-evolving situation, but you can edit it. So keep that in mind. That is different than what you see on Ancestry. I believe you can suggest changes to Ancestry, but I'm not sure you can actually change it. Okay, hold on just a second. All right, so now we're going to take a look at images. So records, again, is kind of doing your general records. Images. This is another way that you can search. If you click on images, it's going to take you to this page. It's Explore Historical Images. You'll notice that in the search bar, it just says place. So I think this is a little bit deceiving because you think, oh, maybe there's some great photos of my ancestors or something. Actually, that's not what this is designed for. This is for you to put in a place, and I'm just choosing Madison County, Illinois. And it's going to tell you what they have, basically images they have for Madison County, Illinois, but it's records. The images are actually records. So you can see what record type you're looking at, and you can view those records. It's kind of like using a catalog, but the actual catalog feature here in FamilySearch is much better than this, and it's what I usually use. So I don't really use the images too much. I just go ahead and go right to the catalog. All right, we're going to skip over family tree because we're going to talk about that later, but we're going to go down to genealogies, and I want to show you what this is. So if you click on genealogies, you get a search page like this, and you can actually search genealogies that they have on FamilySearch. If you scroll down though, this actually tells you what they are. So what a lot of these are old trees and old genealogies that have been on FamilySearch for many, many years. So for example, or they're partner organizations that FamilySearch took over. So just an example, partner trees from mytrees.com. So it's a collection of family trees created by users at mytrees.com before 2020. FamilySearch took it over, but you can still see those trees on FamilySearch. So if you do want to look, in some different places for some family trees, see if anybody else has been working on your family, you can do that. Another example is they have these older ancestral files. So FamilySearch used to have family trees and other information that was submitted to FamilySearch before 2003. It was just user submitted. So it wasn't, it's not proven by anyone, but you can view those records through this genealogies section. Okay. Books is another item that we have under our search tab. So the Family History Library, which is familysearch.org, has obviously thousands and thousands of books in its collection. You can access a lot of these that have been digitized on their website here. So if you click on books, you can search in the FamilySearch digital library. In this case, I'm just going to use an example, the Price family. So if I put that in and search, and if I scroll down, this Price genealogy book looks interesting to me. So if I click on that, I see the book there. I see where it says view all pages. It's a pretty short book, 42 pages. I can click there and I've got the book and I can turn page by page here. So I would definitely check those books out if you're looking for family histories, because these will be, they have many, many, obviously, at the Family History Library for those of you who have been there. They're not all digitized on here, but certainly a lot of them are. Okay, now I want to talk about the catalog, and I have a little star by this one because, again, this is one of the things that I do most often on FamilySearch, because I mentioned that not all the records are indexed. So the catalog, some of you may use the catalog on Ancestry. The catalog on FamilySearch is very, very important. All right, let me see if there's someone else I need to let in really quickly. And there is, before I talk about the catalog, because again, this is very, very important. Okay, so we're going to click on catalog. The screen is going to look like this. Just to reiterate, not all records in FamilySearch are indexed. So sometimes you need to search for the records, not for the name. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. We have all of these ways that you can search here. Okay, we also have availability. So what you probably want to do when you're searching in the catalog, I have this any selected here, but you probably want to select online, because when you're using FamilySearch, you're mostly looking for things that you can view right away. So you might want to choose online. That'll give you things that are digitized. In this case, for this example, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on any, because I do want to show you what else is available as far as, what your search results can give you. So, but you'll probably usually want to do online there. All right. So one of the ways that I use this is I do place. So if I have an ancestor who lives in South Carolina, and say his name is Andrew Feaster, and say he is living during the first half of the 1800s. And we all know how challenging sometimes that period can be because we don't have the census records that list everyone. We don't have birth records. We don't have death certificates. That time is a very challenging time when it comes to genealogy. So a lot of times we have to go for other things, probate records, deed records, other records that would tie people in a family together or tie one generation to the next. So if I've done all I can on Ancestry.com, and I'm kind of not getting any more new results. And I want to dive in and see, well, did this person have any deed records? Did this person have, did he give some land to a son, or did he inherit some land from a father? Did he have a will? Something like that. If it's not coming up on Ancestry, you're going to want to go to FamilySearch to see if you can find it. One of the best ways to do that is to figure out where he was. County level, preferably, because that's at, the sort of the level that these records would have been kept. So if this person was living in Fairfield County, South Carolina, that's what I'm going to target. With this, when you're putting in a place, when you're doing the place search, you want to go ahead and start typing your place, but you want to let it autofill because usually it'll find, it finds, if it's in there, it'll find it. You can put in a German town, you can put in, as I'm doing, just a county and a state, but you can put in just about anything. And as long as you're spelling it correctly, it's going to find it and it's going to autofill. So you want to do that. You want to choose the right item. So in this case, Fairfield County, South Carolina. And then I'm going to search and I'm going to see what they have for this county. Now, first, it's going to give me a little information about the county, just in the notes, was created in 1798. And then down here below, I'm going to actually have records. And you can see I have biographies, I have cemeteries, I have census, I have all those records that are listed. If I scroll down, I have even more. So I mentioned that I was interested in land records and property records. So it looks like they have some, so I'm going to click there. So when I open that up, the land and property records, I've got a lot of options here. I've got some deed records, I've got dower estates, I've got tax returns, I've got deed books, homestead estates, I've got a lot of options. Well, I'm going to check out the deed records. 1785 to 1902. So it's right in the time period that I'm looking for. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so it takes me to the page for the deed records. If I scroll down, okay, I'm going to see all of those options for the records that they have. Notice over here, actually, we're going to keep scrolling. Notice over here, there are cameras. Okay, so remember I said that the person I was looking at, last name was Feaster, F-E-A-S-T-E-R. Actually, it started out with a P, it was Swiss, but it was changed. And in these records, it's usually F-E-A-S-T-E-R. So this is an indirect index to deeds, and its surnames F through G. And you'll notice again that there's a camera out to the side. So we like to see that camera. If I click on the camera, what it will show me is all the records. So this is digitized version of the records. This was most likely microfilm, which they digitized and they now have it up there. So if I click on any one of the images, I can blow it up and I can look at it. And here we have the index. And there was a Feaster on that page. So in this case, these records did happen to have an index. So you could go right to the index, but they also have the actual deed records as well here. So I can find the person in the index. I can actually go back to the deed records and find the actual deed. Okay, another way that I can search is by using keywords. We do this a lot. I do this a lot in the library when I'm helping patrons. So let me show you an example of that. So our St. Louis Archdiocese records are on FamilySearch. They, not quite all of them, but almost all of them have been digitized in their own on FamilySearch. So when I use the keyword search, I'm oftentimes looking for one of those churches. So say I'm looking for records for St. Patrick Catholic Church. I usually go ahead and add St. Louis because I don't want to have St. Patrick's from all over the country. So I usually put the name of the church and then I follow it up with St. Louis. And then when I click search, and I look at my results here, this one right here, church records from 1853 to 1992 for Catholic Church St. Patrick in St. Louis, Missouri. Those actually are the records. So I can click on those. And again, I scroll down. Don't forget to scroll down. And there I see the options for the records and I see those cameras. So say I want to look at baptisms from 1862 to 1923. I'm going to click on that camera right there. And it's going to take me to those baptism records. I'm just going to click on one really quick to show you. And there it is right there. A couple of different ways that you can scroll through these records. I'm actually going to go back really quickly. When you're faced with all of these images, you'll notice up here, it says there are 970 images. So that's a lot of images. So you can kind of use your mouse and you can scroll down. You can also click in that box where it says we're looking at page 20 or image 25. You can actually clear that out and put in image 800 if you want to go all the way to the end of the images. So there are ways to, get through these images without having to look at every single one. So keep that in mind. You'll also notice when you look at this, I'm going to go back again. You'll also notice that on this particular set of images, you have both baptisms and confirmations and first communions and marriages. So pay attention where it is in that list because the baptisms are going to be first, marriages are going to be last. So you can kind of, tell, which image, which area of the images you need to be going to on the film. Okay. So another way that I sometimes search is I use a film or a fiche number or the digital image number. There are a variety of ways where you can get these. You might find one in a citation from an Ancestry.com record. We have several types of records and in our library, one of which is the St. Louis marriage records, where we tell people, this is on our website, this is the film number that you need to go to. So there are a variety of ways where you could get these image numbers. But if you do have one that you want to look at, another great one is if anybody does German research, if you use those German parish books where you can look up the town and it'll give you the FamilySearch number, film number, same thing. So if you get that number, you can put it in here. In this case, I know this number by heart because this is the St. Louis marriages. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. And it gives me marriage records of St. Louis and St. Louis County. So this is what I'm looking for. And just like we did previously, we can click on that. If we scroll down, we can see all of those options. And again, if we click on the camera, we can view the images. Okay, I want to talk to you though about some other things that you may see when you're doing these searches in the catalog, especially if you don't have online only clicked or checked. Sometimes you may see an item that you click on and you think, oh, this looks great. And you click on it and you scroll down and not only are there no cameras, but you only have a call number. So this is a book that is located in the Family History Library. They're giving you the call number. They're even giving you the area of the library where you can find the book, but you're not going to be able to view it online. You would have to actually go to the Family History Library in Salt Lake City in order to view that. So if you see that, that's what's going on there. Sometimes you'll see a record, and this is a German church record, and instead of a camera in that spot, you'll see a film strip. So this means that these records have not been digitized. They are still in film strip form. So either they haven't gotten to them yet. I thought that they were supposed to be done by now. They may not be. Or for whatever reason, the Family History Library did not get permission to digitize these and put them up on their website. In which case, again, you would need to go to the Family History Library in order to view that film, unless you can find a library, a regular library, a public library that actually has that film. Because again, the Family History Library used to loan out the film to libraries, and a lot of libraries were told to just go ahead and keep the film once they started digitizing everything. So, but short of that, you would need to go to Salt Lake City to view that. Okay, sometimes you'll also find this. You'll see a camera and it'll have a little key over it. And that's always something we don't want to see. What that means is, well, actually, if you click on it, you'll get a little message. And in this case, it says, images are available, but to view these images, do one of the following. And then it says, access the site at a family history center. So what does that mean? Okay, there are varying levels of access to records on FamilySearch. Okay. The first is just home access. So if you have an account, you put in your name and your password, or your email and your password, and those records have no restrictions on who can look at them. So you can view those records from home, no problem. Sometimes though, you'll see where it says, instead of in that box above where it says Family History Center, it'll say access the site at an affiliate library. So that is a library that partners with FamilySearch.org to, they allow them to view their images in the library only. The St. Louis County Library is an affiliate library. Your local library is as well. I was just informed. So again, if you ever see that message, you can go into your library. It will recognize your library's IP address. It will recognize that you are accessing those records from the library, and you can be logged in on your own account there, but it's recognizing that it's coming from the library. So you can always go in if it says that. In our library, when the libraries were closed during COVID, they actually beefed up the Wi-Fi in all the libraries so that people were able to use the Wi-Fi signal from the parking lot, and it still recognized, when they were trying to access FamilySearch. So that was nice. You may see this one, which is what we saw, where you have to be in a family history center. So this is a little more restrictive. You do need to go to a family history center. I do believe you have one in your area. We do in St. Louis as well. We have several. They oftentimes have very limited hours. So if you do have some records that you do want to view, and it does say that you need to be in a family history center, you may want to identify that family history center and then go ahead and give them a call and try to figure out when they're open. A lot of these places, especially since COVID, have had very, very limited hours. So please go ahead and check that out before you go and you make a trip somewhere. Okay. Hold on just a second. I'm going to admit somebody else here. Okay. Oh, whoops. I forgot about the last one. That was an accident there. Okay. So unfortunately, occasionally we see the message where it says you cannot access this unless you are a LDS member. In which case, I'm not really sure what to tell you what to do. You can for sure view those in Salt Lake City. I have actually heard that sometimes people are able to view those at the family history centers. So you could try that. But again, that's kind of the highest level of the restrictions on the records. Okay, but a very good amount of the records are available just at home and just available to you with your regular account. All right, sometimes you will also see a little magnifying glass here, or you'll have a little, it's usually in red above there where it says that there are, to view these images, click here. So it's telling you there's an index. So if we click on either one of those, we are going to be taken to a page that looks like this, where you can actually search by name. One thing I want to caution you on, though, is that sometimes the indexing might not be complete. So if you go to an index and you're putting in a name and you're not getting any results, but you think it should be there, definitely go ahead and browse the records, because you can tell that the indexing isn't complete because sometimes you will only have just certain chunks of the alphabet in the results. Okay, so again, if you're not finding what you're looking for, always browse. Okay, and again, you can put in a name up there and it will search that set of records for you. Not all of them are indexed. Again, we've been talking about that, but some are. Okay, the Research Wiki. This is a great tool if you're just starting out researching a new area. Maybe you're researching a new line of your family. This is a great tool. So if you click on Research Wiki, it will take you to this colorful map page. And if you click on an area that you want to find out more about, in this case, we're just going to say we're going to look at Sweden. Say we just found out that we have some Scandinavian heritage and maybe we have some Swedish ancestors and we're going to check that out. So if we click on Sweden here, we're going to search and then click on Sweden. It's going to take us to a Wiki Search page, FamilySearch Wiki page, where it's going to be on Swedish genealogy. If we scroll down, we're going to see more information about Swedish research strategies, parishes in Sweden, things like that, Swedish research tools. If we scroll down some more, we even have Swedish counties, municipalities, how the country is divided. If we click on one, say we identified ancestors in Skaraborg, we can click on that and we actually get a Wiki Search page just on Skaraborg County. Shows you where it is. If you again scroll down, we have the parishes within the county. If we continue to scroll down, we have specific records that you can find on that county and they're telling you where they are. They've got, Swedish baptisms at FamilySearch. They've got some different things here. I'm trying to see, they have things on MyHeritage. And usually if it's a site where you have to pay or have a subscription, it gives you the little $sign there. So it actually is linking you to places where you can find real records on this county. So that's nice. Okay. Another thing that I will do often, if I'm helping a patron with it could be international, but it could also just be a county within the US, and they're looking for a particular type of record, and we are wondering when the record keeping started in that county. Sometimes I'll just put in the search bar. Say I'm looking for Essex County, New Jersey, which is what I have up here now. I'll just put in Essex County, New Jersey genealogy. And then usually the first thing that comes up is this family wiki search page. Again, I just do it from a Google search bar. And it will tell me in Essex County when the different records started. So when did they first start keeping birth records? When did they first start keeping marriage records, death records, court records, and so on? And then I can go in search of those records. And it actually will usually link me here anyway. But so this is a fabulous tool. Again, I just put in Essex County, New Jersey genealogy, and usually the FamilySearch wiki page is the first thing that comes up. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break here before we go to the images. It looks like we have a couple things in the chat, and I'm just wondering, I don't want to pass. Okay, so people are talking about the Family History Center. Oh, great. Okay, I'm glad that everyone is putting this in here. Family's History Center. If you are looking at the chat, there have been some participants who have chatted to everyone. The Family History Center in Evansville is located at 8020 Covert Avenue. Somebody is also let's see. No, okay. And then they're talking about Willard Library, which is of course separate from the Family History Center, but the Willard Library is an affiliate library. So if you have that message that says you have to be an affiliate library, you can go to Willard to view those. If you get the message that says you have to be in a Family History Center, you will have to go to that location at on Covert Avenue. Okay, fabulous. All right, when we get to images on FamilySearch that we want to view, save, or print, let's just talk about that really quickly. So we're going to go back to Edward R. Wilshusen's census. And so this page should look familiar from earlier in the presentation. When we're on this page, we can click to view the original document. There we have it there. We have several options for viewing. We can, they do an image index, so they will index everyone on the page, which is nice. If you click here on information, it will switch over to the citation. You can also move back and forth within the census by using these buttons here. And again, that's always smart to see who your ancestors were living near. You may be surprised to find other family members, other people that you find in the records, because again, a lot of genealogy is about clusters. Okay, you can also make the image larger, which you definitely have to do with these. So we can zoom in there to the census. And we can also print, we can download, and they have some great tools here. If you click on tools, you can even do some adjusting just on the image while it's still in FamilySearch. So you can adjust the brightness and the contrast, which is nice because you can't do that with every website. Okay, the memories tab. So we're going to go back up to our tabs. There's a tab up here that is called memories. What this is, if you click on that, we're going to go to the overview. I'll show you that quickly. It says everyone has extraordinary memories to share, family photos, family stories, audio clips, things like that. That is what these are for. Family letters, photocopies of a family Bible, something like that. So if you have any of that, you may want to consider putting them into the memories section of FamilySearch. But this differs from your source box. We talked about you can save documents in your source box, kind of like a shoebox in Ancestry. But this memories tab is actually searchable by everyone on FamilySearch, and it takes other types of media. So again, if you have audio files like an interview with a relative or something like that, you can put that on here, but it is searchable by other people on Ancestry. So for example, if you have anything saved to the memories, you will see that in your gallery. I do not have anything. If you want to search other people's memories, you're going to again go to the memories tab, click on find, and then you can search. So say I want to search for an ancestor by the name of Julia McLaughlin. I'm going to click search, and then anybody who put any items in their memories and they tagged them with the name Julia McLaughlin, those will come up. So that's what the memories tab is. Okay. Now, this is kind of a big one too, the family tree tab. So we can access the family tree either by clicking here or by clicking family tree under the search tab. We're going to go here and we're going to go to the overview first. If we click on that, I want to pull out this one paragraph here and sort of highlight it. So it says, the FamilySearch shared tree uniquely strives to have just one public profile for every deceased person who has ever lived. Descendants contribute what they know about a person to a single shared profile, rather than scattering their knowledge across multiple profiles on several trees, some of which may have privacy barriers. So this is sort of the anti-ancestry, okay, where if you have an ancestry account, you know, you can have your own tree, you can make it public, you cannot make it public. This is completely different. This is one tree that everyone can access and everyone can change. So again, some people really like that. Some people don't mess with my tree. So just kind of depends. I'm going to go through, I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like. And then if you have a FamilySearch account and you want to build a tree, add to a tree, correct a tree, you know, that's kind of up to you. But again, you know, some people really like it, some people not so much. So okay, so when we go to the family tree tab, say you just want to find someone in FamilySearch. Say you want to know if they're in the big FamilySearch tree because you'd like to find out some more information about them. So you can click on Find, and then you can search on a name here. So I'm going to search on an ancestor, Matthew Snipes. I know he was living in Mississippi. Again, I'm kind of a less is more type of person, so we're going to go with this and we're going to see what we get. All right, so we do have several results here. We're going to scroll down, and this looks to be the Matthew Snipes that I am looking for because I do know that he was born in South Carolina. I do know that he died in Mississippi. So this looks like him. So if I click on his name, what it's going to do is it's going to open up this box, okay? And I can tell that there are 4 sources attached to him. So just kind of like with Ancestry, you can have sources attached to someone in a tree. It gives me some basic information about him. And then if I want to look at the whole profile, I'm actually going to click on his name in the box. So when I click on that, it's going to take me to this page. It's going to show me those items that they've attached to him, which it looks like they're mostly census records. Something that's pretty unique here, though, is if I click on details, it's going to take me to this page. It's going to give me some vital information on him, but you'll notice that after every little section, it says edit. So again, just like how we can edit a record, we can also edit someone in a tree. So we could click there on edit, and I actually did edit this because someone had his middle name wrong. I happen to know it's F. It was something else. I don't remember what it was. So I actually changed this. Now you'll notice that it says 6 past contributors. So there have been 6 people that have been adding and, you know, changing this record, and that could just go on. Somebody could change it back. So that's kind of how it works. So again, kind of unique, very different from Ancestry. That's what I was talking about up there with the 6 past contributors. If we scroll down here, this is what we see. And this actually, again, looks kind of similar to an ancestry tree. The tree itself is different, but what we see for each person is kind of similar in that we have his family on this side where we have, you know, listed in a row, his wife and then his children. And then if we go back to that initial search page, if we want to actually see him in the tree, that's where we're going to do that. So we click on tree and we can actually see him in the tree. And there he is right there with his wife, Sarah Jane Colvin. And so I can see, you know, who his parents were, who her parents were. And it's interesting because there is actually no information here for John Colvin's mother and father. Now, I happen to know that information, so I actually could add that to the tree if I wanted to. So again, that's how this works. It's one public tree. All right. My contributions to the tree. So you may be wondering, well, what if I add to the tree, but then I just want to see, the things that I added to the tree, my little section of the tree. Say you're adding a whole branch to the tree that hasn't been there before, and you want to be able to access just your part of it. That's under my contributions. So I actually have not added anything to the large tree. But if I did, they would appear here. Okay. One last thing that I want to talk about, and I appreciate everyone's patience. I know it's been an hour. I know I've given you a whole lot of information. I hope it's been helpful, but I want to mention one more thing. FamilySearch has their own conference, and it's called Roots Tech. And Roots Tech for 2022 is going to be March 3rd through 5th, and it is virtual, and I believe it's free. At least it was free last year for 2021. I'm assuming it's going to be free again. So if you have a FamilySearch login, you can access the presentations on Roots Tech. So it's like any other conference, the National Genealogical Society's conference, or a more local conference where they have a variety of different presentations and courses that you can sign up for and watch. But again, these are totally virtual, so you can just watch them at your leisure. And I think it's important for seasoned genealogists as well as new genealogists to always be learning and always be watching, and there's always something new in genealogy. So so definitely check that out if you're wanting to take some courses. Okay, few final thoughts for you tonight. FamilySearch, again, is free to use with an account. Can't stress this enough. It definitely has its strong points, it has its weaker points, but it is free. And actually, I'm going to mention really quickly before I go any further here, that let me check the chat. Let me just make sure that we don't have anything new in the chat. If you have any questions on anything that we have talked about, go ahead and put it in the chat now. If you'd like me to try to answer it, because when I'm finished with my final thoughts here, I can take a look at this again and try to answer those really quickly. Can you upload family stories to memories or type that? That is a very good question. I'm not sure. I am assuming, or type the stories. I'm assuming this is something where you just upload the media. So I'm assuming you can just upload, if it's something that you have on a flash drive or on your computer. I think you upload it that way. I don't know if you can actually type it in there, but that's a good question. Okay, let's see. I don't want to be missing anything. Okay, transferring your tree information from Ancestry to FamilySearch. I have not done this, so I cannot answer this question. Jake, who is going to be doing our next course next month, he may know more about this. He does utilize the FamilySearch tree, so he may know. I'm not sure if he uses Ancestry though or not. But he may know, and he's doing our digging deeper into FamilySearch class next month. Okay, question about the 1950 census. Actually, let me go ahead and finish up, and then I'll go back to those to see if we have any other questions in just a minute here. So it is free. Remember, you can store records, you can add to the tree. It is a great companion to Ancestry.com. I tend to use Ancestry.com for sort of my initial sources. My initial searches. I also use have my tree on Ancestry.com, but again, when I'm looking for those harder to find records and I'm looking for those harder to find people and I'm not getting anything when I search, that's usually when I go to FamilySearch. That's usually when I say, well, I know that Andrew Feaster was in Fairfield County, and I'm going to look at all the records that they have on Fairfield County in FamilySearch, and I'm going to find him. Unfortunately, sometimes that involves a lot of browsing, but I can tell you, it's worth it. And when Jake talks next month, he has a lot of lines of his family that have been in this country for many, many generations, and they are in that hard to find records kind of area, early 1800s. And he utilizes the heck out of FamilySearch, and he has found so many great records for his family tree. So again, it's a great companion. Again, I use it to find specific records that I can't find anywhere else. Remember, not all the records are indexed. So when you search, you're not going to have as many search results come up on FamilySearch as come up on Ancestry. So just keep that in mind. Got to go for the records. And again, just as a reminder, Jake will continue with getting more out of FamilySearch next month. Okay, so let me go back to the chat. And okay, so someone was asking about the 1950 census. So from what I know, April 1st is when it's coming out. The census will, I believe, go up right away, but the indexing will take a little time. This is what I've been told. So when the census comes up, I believe you'll be able to browse it. So if you do know someone's enumeration district, you can go to the Stephen Morse site. I believe he has 1950 census enumeration district information up there. So if you know their address, you can find their enumeration district and you can browse that way. So I don't think that they go up and you can immediately search by name. I don't think so. So yeah, but it's coming soon, and we're very excited about it because, for me and for a lot of my contemporaries, the 1950 census is not going to be of a whole lot of use. But we always have new, younger genealogists starting with genealogy. In fact, at our library, we have some local high schools that actually offer genealogy as an elective course. So they come in, and something like the 1950 census is going to be very useful for them. It's going to help them with their trees a lot. So anyway, and yes, thank you. Thank you for all of the kind words in the chat. And I really enjoyed my time with you all. I hope that the 3 presentations that I did, Heritage Quest and Fold 3 and Ancestry and FamilySearch, gave you a nice overview of all of those sites, and you can sort of pick and choose and which one you like better, and then supplement with the other ones is great. So again, thank you all so much. I do believe this will be recorded and it will be up on your society's website. And I'm just checking the chat just to make sure we don't have any more questions. And again, thank you all. Good luck. Happy searching, happy browsing in FamilySearch, and stick around for next month's presentation for getting more out of FamilySearch with Jake. So again, thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay well. And again, happy searching. Thank you so much. And Vanetta said thank you for attending. Okay, again, thank you all so much. And I'm going to go ahead and end the presentation.